After the end of Season 1, there were a ton of theories about what could happen in the second season. The conversation on social media platforms has become more intense, especially after the trailer of Season 2 was dropped. Today, Riveted brings you all the crazy and some funny Mandalorian Season 2 theories. Sasha Banks as Barriss Offee. WWE and Mandalorian fans blew up Twitter with excitement after Sasha Banks' shocking appearance in the trailer of Mandalorian Season 2. In the trailer, Sasha appears dressed in a cloak and disappears a few seconds later. It's not clear the role Sasha Banks is playing, but there are several theories that have come up. One of the parts she might be playing is Barriss Offee. This is partly because of the cloak she was wearing. Although she was a Mirielin, Barriss Offee trained as a Jedi Padawan during the Clone Wars, and she always had a blue lightsaber. She preferred studying ancient Jedi texts to fighting. However, she trained and fought under Jedi Master Unduli. Barriss became friends with Ahsoka Tano, a Padawan learner of Anakin Skywalker. During the Clone Wars, Barriss Offee became disappointed with the Jedi's role in the wars. She felt they had lost their way from the principles the Jedi Order was supposed to represent. Although she finally confessed that she was responsible for the bombing of the Jedi Temple, Barriss let Ahsoka Tano be blamed for the bombing up until the time Tano was about to be convicted. Offee faced the tribunal and explained herself, stating that the dark side had corrupted her. She was taken away, and we do not know what happened to her. We actually believe that she could reappear in the second season of The Mandalorian. More powers, perhaps! The former Imperial commander, Moll Gideon, was personally involved in the slaughter of Mandalorians during the rebellion. He passes as the man in charge, the villain in the story. The title Moff is drawn from the first Imperial officer Grand Moff Tarkin. Moffs are considered to be almost equal to a governor. They are free to do as they please, and they also command entire sectors of space under the Imperial rule. By the time of The Mandalorian, the Imperial Moffs had already been abolished. However, basing on Moff Gideon's influence and command, it's evident that Imperial remnants still obey the old hierarchy. Moff Gideon has apparently continued the hunt for the survivors of Mandalore and the community of Navarro, who have since been completely wiped out except the armorer on Moff Gideon's orders. There might be a plan by Gideon to have more power. He is chasing after Baby Yoda, and many people think that probably it is because he wants to extract midichlorians. At the end of the first season of The Mandalorian, Moff Gideon is seen holding the Darksaber, a weapon traditionally wielded by the Mandalorian Jedi Knights. So Gideon has it all but still needs one thing, and that is the thing that he cannot acquire easily by stealing or by making it himself. He may want to turn himself into a Sith Lord in order to restore the Empire. Gideon can only do this by studying Baby Yoda in order to find out how to make the midichlorian juice. Why else would he be so obsessed with Jedi-related things? Baby Yoda's true origin. Fans of The Mandalorian fell in love with Baby Yoda right from the start. Everyone wanted to know more about him. So who is he? Where is he from? There are a lot of theories about the history of Baby Yoda floating around. There is a possibility that Baby Yoda could be Yoda and Yaddle's illicit love child. Yoda and Yaddle broke the Jedi Code, and they also had to hide Baby Yoda because its force powers were so terrifying. Baby Yoda could be worse than Anakin, and this may have been the reason why Baby Yoda was absent until now. Even if the child may not be Yoda's, there might be some connection between Yaddle and Baby Yoda since Yaddle is the only member of the child species in the film. Perhaps Baby Yoda is just another member of the species and not entirely related to Yaddle or Yoda. The Imperials are also after Yoda. We don't know why exactly. And most people would not like the idea of Yoda ending up with them. So let us just assume it has everything to do with the Force, because every member of the Yoda species that we have seen so far has been highly skilled in their unique ways. Mando will reunite with his people. All through the first season, Mando came across some of the Mandalorian diaspora, though briefly, and it looked odd. Later, more of the Mandalore history surfaced in the form of the Darksaber. We believe that the second season may not only dwell on Baby Yoda's story, but also a more significant focus would be on Din Djarin homeworld. The Darksaber is of great value to the Mandalorians. The Darksaber being in the hands of Moff Gideon is one thing they would not like. It is possible that they may come for it, and Din Djarin will eventually reunite with his people. There are those who will argue that this theory is unlikely to work because Din Djarin is not a native-born Mandalorian, but a waif that was taken in by the Mandalorians. So in his quest to reunite with his people, there might be conflict between his loyalty to the Mandalorians and his original family. However, this would bring another conflict that was not introduced in the previous season. Whichever way it goes, it is possible that Din Djarin might, at some point, feel the urge to go back where he feels it's his home. Introduction to characters from the animated films. It would be prudent to bring animated characters into the live-action world finally, mainly because plot points from the animated shows like the Darksaber have already been introduced on The Mandalorian. Well, Sabine Wren and Bo-Katan Kryze are two characters who are expected to feature in the second season mainly because they are Mandalorians. Sabine Wren was an explosive expert, a graffiti artist, and a Mandalorian warrior, and her qualities were so important during the war with the Empire. She used her bomb-making expertise to significant effect against the Empire. An interesting bit about Sabine is that she used to mark her work with spray paint tags. Sabine would be an exciting addition to Din Djarin's quest mainly because she's a native-born Mandalorian. While Din Djarin is an adopted Mandalorian, who strictly adheres to the Mandalorian code, like never removing his helmet, Sabine does not really observe the rules. As for Bo-Katan, her current status is a world of imagination. No one really knows where or how she is. She was last seen during the Rebels era, taking charge of the Mandalorian resistance, wielding the Darksaber. As we all know, the one who wields the Darksaber now is Moff Gideon. This might only mean that at some point we will have to be shown how Gideon ended up with the Darksaber and where Bo-Katan is. Mando and Baby Yoda. So far, Mando and Baby Yoda seem to be enjoying each other's company. The Mandalorian Season 2 trailer has also shown how far Mando is willing to go in order to understand and protect Baby Yoda. One thing that we are actually convinced is that Mando might not be able to part with Baby Yoda, and something that even Mandalorian fans would not like is never seeing Baby Yoda again. The story that is likely going to take the better part of the second season is finding Baby Yoda's home planet and getting to know him better. But even if Mando does get him home, the chances are that he will not be able to leave the tiny, adorable guy behind. Baby Yoda would not agree to that. Yes, it is something that might happen, but we really wouldn't welcome it, though. Ahsoka Tano returns. We all know Ahsoka Tano's role is going to be played by Rosario Dawson. What we're actually looking forward to is her introduction, since this will be the character's live-action debut, and maybe it would be another long-term plan for the character. So far, there are no hints about her role, but based on her history in Star Wars and how the first season of Mandalorian ended, there's plenty of possibilities to pick from. Ahsoka Tano may be coming for the Darksaber, which is a symbol of leadership to the Mandalorians. Before it ended up in Moff Gideon's, it was seen with Sabine Wren in the company of Ahsoka Tano in Star Wars Rebels. Sabine gave it to Bo-Katan Kryze, who used it to unite the Mandalore. Now that Moff Gideon has it, the most likely thing is that Ahsoka Tano and Sabine Wren are on their way coming for it. Another exciting bit is that Ahsoka was once a Jedi and she is strong in the Force. Baby Yoda being so much like Master Yoda, Ahsoka might sense him and would try to investigate. She might even have information about the child that would help Mando on his project of returning the child to its home. Ahsoka being a Force user could even add up as the child's protector. Well, that is if Mando decides to change his course. Captain Rex might make an appearance. Bringing Ahsoka Tano into the live-action series brings the Jedi out of the realm of animation for the first time. Ahsoka, who was Anakin Skywalker's apprentice and left the Jedi Order just before the Jedi Purge, was a much-discussed addition to the story of the Star Wars prequels. Ahsoka and Captain Rex met around the same time Ahsoka met Anakin Skywalker. Ahsoka developed a respect for Captain Rex after she tried to pull rank on him during the Battle of Christophsis, but was put in her place. Rex and Ahsoka often helped and rescued each other during the Clone Wars. They became close at one point when meeting the Ghost Crew. Rex pointed out that any friend of Ahsoka's was his friend. This showed that the two were still friends. However, 6 years had passed since her departure from the Jedi Order and ultimately renouncing her command position in the Grand Army. So it's safe to believe that wherever Ahsoka goes, Captain Rex is always somewhere around. Ilum. The Mandalorian and Baby Yoda are seen landing on an ice planet with gaping trenches in the second season's trailer. The planet is said to be the Force planet known as Ilum. Ilum has a Jedi temple on it and has been in Jedi Fallen Order, The Force Awakens, and The Clone Wars. The Jedi make their lightsabers with Kyber crystals, and Ilum is one of the primary sources of the crystals. This suggests that the child may find a Kyber crystal for himself, even if he does not know what Kyber crystals really are. It is here that we may find Ahsoka. She might be living in an ancient Jedi temple on this planet. Boba Fett and Cobb Vanth. In Star Wars Aftermath, there was a slave in Tatooine known as Cobb Vanth. In Return of the Jedi, Cobb Vanth came across Boba Fett's armor and took it after the events of Sarlacc Pit. He later decided to don the armor and become the sheriff of a small town in Tatooine after the death of Jabba the Hutt. Knowing that the second season will take us to the desert planet for another time, a space sheriff idea is one that seems fitting. It is believed that Cobb Vanth will pretend to be Boba Fett for some time, leading to the introduction of the real Boba Fett into live action. Yaddle might be alive. We might see Yaddle again. Yaddle disappeared and was never seen in the canon again after the Phantom Menace. The only information we got was that she took a leave of absence from the Jedi Order to rest. Apart from the fact that she is a female of the Yoda's race, no one truly knows her age or any other information about her. Yoda, who passed 5 years before the series began, is still the one with the Force. This does not entirely mean that Yaddle is dead. In any case, she could just be waiting to welcome Baby Yoda back home and help him know exactly who he is and where his family is. Well, that's it for today's video. Do you have some funny or crazy theories about what might happen in the second season of The Mandalorian? Feel free to share it with us in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like and leave a comment. We upload new and exciting videos daily, so don't forget to subscribe. This has been Riveted.